Hello folks, well this is Miguel from the Embargo Man channel, and we're talking about my point of view on the 2024 Paris inauguration. Alright, so I have seen a lot of videos, alright? So, when I saw this, the first thing I wouldn't notice about it before I'm gonna talk about after this video that I have done. This is about Mario versus Sonic at the Olympics. I don't know why they didn't have it, but just to tell you about all this and everything that I saw is when I saw the 2024 inauguration. I was like, okay, what is this thing? So I saw it like twice or something like that. I didn't know what's going on, and when I see something in this, right? So when I get to see this again, on Friday night, what is going on? What in the world is going on? Okay, all right. Let me tell you of all this. What happened is that I know that I saw Andrew Tate in all the videos that says, "Oh, why did the Catholic Church never speak up about it?" All right, so Andrew Tate in one video he says he is against the Olympics, against the inauguration, and I understand that. I understand that because I have ever seen is religious mockery. Okay, this type of religious mockery, it is nothing new. They have done it before. They have done it during right here in the USA. They have done it in in the season opener of the Los Angeles Dodgers baseball season. They have the Sisters of the Perpetual Indulgence, Sisters of the Perpetual Indulgence, some drag group that mocks God, that mocks Christianity. And then this is just beating a mouse. All right, they're just beating a mouse right there. Just beating a little mouse. The Olympics, on the other hand, is a big elephant in the room. All right, this is an elephant. All right, you got the Olympics and the World Cup and the FIFA World Cup are two big elephants of these events. These are big. All right, this is just tickling an elephant. All right, it's just tickling an elephant. What are you gonna do? All right, so what would happen if then I saw this thing? I knew this is something. This is something ridiculous that is mocking the Leonardo da Vinci's Last Supper painting. And when I saw this setting during the inauguration, okay, so this looks like a bunch of drag people. There was a woman portraying Jesus Christ, and to top it all, there was this guy, a French guy by the name of Philippe Catherine. Say he might be portraying Dionysus, the Greek god of wine, but the guy who looks like Papa Smurf. The guy was wearing some blue underwear. He looks like Papa Smurf. That kind of ridiculousness. Okay, but this is another portraying some other painting of the Greeks and their thing going on, right? This is mockery at its finest, all right? This is not what I tell you about criticism, all right? This is what it is with religious mockery. And not just in the United States of America, but in France. I mean, look at what happened to a satire magazine, all right? They always mock God. They always mock Christianity. But what they have done for this kind of attention back then, they used to mock the Muslim religion. And you know what happened? The people, the Muslim radicals, went all crazy and they just, did a mess. But talking about that, but this is more about what does Charlie Hebdo do. I mean, the opening ceremony in that part seems like sort of religious mockery. And I would say this, and this is what happened with criticism. The only thing is, I mean, where is the representation of people that is 88% of the population of France is Christian? It does not represent what they are. I mean, this is, let me tell you, for lack of a better word, this is called mockery at its finest. So this is called what is not representing whatever it is. Let's compare to the other Olympic inaugurations. China, Russia, Greece. 2020, Japan, Tokyo, Japan. It took place in 2021 because the COVID pandemic or whatever it is. Let me tell you what. I have seen this. They have cool inaugurations of the one from 2020 that took place in Tokyo, Japan. I mean, they were having playing the drums and all this, something that have Japanese tradition, kabuki and all that stuff, and all what that means. I mean, for a country in the last Olympics where the 1% of the population is Christian, the 1% does represent the 1%. This is fire. The fire is brighting higher on the 1% of the population protecting their faith. Well, the 88%, they have what? The flames ain't is weak or something like that. They just let it slide and they don't say anything about it, whatever it is. The only person that talked about it was Andrew Tate, who is a who converted to Islam, and he talks about it. All right, so that's it. None, but but anyway, of all this, what happened to these Olympics? These Olympics have the lowest viewership thanks to all the priests, individuals, pastors, and everybody else say don't watch the games, is demonic, and all of the same thing. Why not everybody buys the Charlie Hebdo magazines? Thanks to the same people, the pastors, that says don't buy this magazine. It's very demonic. They make fun of God, right? Why? Why? Because it is, they get this criticism, and this is why nobody says, "Oh, Charlie Hebdo." No, I knew this is not Christian reading. This is demonic. This is the devil, and I gotta buy it. And almost nobody buys the Charlie Hebdo, right? Olympics turn on, individual says, "Okay, I'm not gonna." Okay. More power to you that you follow individuals, your pastors, your priest, and other individuals that says, stop watching the Olympics. This is not of God. Look what they did. More power to you. More power to you for doing that. Because I believe this kind of mockery should have not been done. All right? Should have been done. Period. Should have been done. All right. So So that's the reason why this is the lowest rating of these Olympics. Everybody follows along. They have been calling out and all this stuff. But now, what I do like about the Olympic opening ceremony is that there is this. It is the comeback of Celine Dion, and one thing I could wonder that all these things could be for a great of this woman who have suffered a rare disease, and God gave her the strength that she have done. All right, so I mean, there is this woman singing the national anthem of France. I mean, I don't know what. Yeah, it's all very nice and everything, because whatever it is, everything's cool besides the mockery of the Last Supper. That has nothing to do with France. That has nothing to do with John Calvin or Joan of Arc or any of these people that are representing France as a whole. I mean, historically, what they have done instead of present, besides the fancy, the Louis Vuitton and the expensive and everything is some things that are originated in France without even notice it. It is they come up with this kind of mockery, and I noticed something that this is one thing, and what happened on the next day. Lights are out in Paris except for a church. Why? Because God is in there, and they know what kind of mockery they have been done. I mean, let me tell you what. This is like what are the city or the people never represents. Not even talking about Napoleon Bonaparte or anything like that. These historic figures from France. That, I mean, they're not showing that, but because they have the negatives are way more than the positives. All right, this is one thing that I do have encounter is that for the next games, and for one thing about Celine Dion's comeback singing in French. I mean, she's French Canadian, all right, is that she would be perfect for the soundtrack of Sonic 3 and the movie. Yes, Sonic 3 the movie, to sing sweet 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 dreams come true. The end when you play, when you defeat Dr. Robotnik and all that stuff from Dreams, Sweet Dreams from Dreams Come True, a Japanese group. They have it in Japanese and in English. I mean, she's perfect for that soundtrack and never. I mean, maybe she was better off to sing it. I mean, folks from Dreams Come True. I know it is. I remember just playing the Sonic 2 video game, and just reminded that watching the Sonic 3 movie. I mean, why don't you just go to France? The folks from Dreams Come True. Yes, a Japanese duo group. All right, so go on, do the closing with Celine Dion. And what else that I would say about Charlie Hebdo and the mockery and whatever it is, right? So this is what I mean. I don't mind about political satire. Make fun of politics all you want. I mean, I don't care. I am against the mockery of religion. I mean, making fun of Jesus Christ, making fun of of people's beliefs. I mean, that's the reason why almost nobody buys that magazine, because they have said, oh, don't buy that, don't buy this, whatever. The warnings, all right? So what I could say, of all this is that one thing of mockery of Charlie Hebdo and everything like that. If you are the guys from Charlie Hebdo and the people who put out statues, I mean, you guys are watching or like, I bet the people who want to show up with these statues of Asian women and that got into forced prostitution, known as comfort women, the comfort women statue that I have seen in every video, is that if they want to do something, you're in Paris, France, if you are one of them, set one of those statues across the street from Charlie Hebdo. You know what it is. What we'll do? Charlie Hebdo would close it up, and then let's see. The only tourists that you're gonna lose is tourists from South Korea because they see shark, or some countries that it says, or probably some Chinese or whatever, because they see that look at the news, look what Charlie Hebdo have done, right? So that's about it. Other than that, this kind of stuff, to be serious about it, I am against this kind of religious mockery, and I would say this to do of all things that I would say: mocking religion, mocking Jesus, mocking the Prophet Muhammad. That okay? I know you guys get to understand why you cannot mock Islam. You see the consequences. You see the consequences because these people literally want to show up in there and come up and say, it's like saying, oh man, I just make fun of you, like making fun of the mafia or something like that. They're not gonna come and kick your ass. Oh no, they're gonna come and just come and and they smoke you. All right, that's the reason you cannot mock the Muslims. That's the reason why. But sort of criticism in there, you have been criticized. The reason why your viewership is down. The reason why your viewership is down because of that. The viewership is down because of that, thanks to the priests, thanks to individuals, thanks to the pastors saying, okay, don't watch these games. Don't watch these games. They're leading the devil or whatever it is. But the woman who is in the IOC never have shown promise within her heart and everything like that. That's an insult to injury. I keep watching the games, but I would not support this kind of ridiculous act. All right. So let me tell you, to the people of Los Angeles, that you're going to do the next games. All right. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to, have some suggestions. The first thing you got to do, please have one of the players from the Los Angeles Raiders or the Rams or whatever, the Rams, one of the players of the Los Angeles Rams be the torchbearer, or please bring one of those the basketball player Magic Johnson. Yes, Magic Johnson. Let Johnson light up the torch. The torch that would be, it would be in a mountain. It would be in a mountain because the suggestion is the torch is the mountain. The sign will say Hollywood. Light up the Hollywood mountain. Light up the flames, the torch where it says Hollywood, and then I do some cool thing around there. Show something about Los Angeles, about the movie industry, about anything that comes to mind with Hollywood. All right. So what it is about this, but I would never ever suggest one thing. I know that, regarding of the political party, to be that, California, let's say Californians that have common sense, the only thing that will say they make common sense is that California should be a red state, or California, or like the town of Los Angeles should have somebody with common sense, a governor that cannot permit this kind of this. Do not invite the sisters of the perpetual indulgence. Please do not invite the sisters of the perpetual indulgence. That means this is one thing as it is and is true. Go woke, go broke. Why is the 2024 Olympics in France, besides having Lady Gaga, besides the can, besides showing some things of France, why do they have a lower viewership? Because of all the people, individuals, pastors, a couple of priests, and everybody else say, avoid the games. They're mocking God. That's the reason why. And why not so many people are like leaving, like leftover Charlie Hebdo magazines in there. The same thing. Thanks to the same people, the priests, pastors, individuals that say the same thing. That magazine, that satire magazine, is demonic. That's what they would say, right? So, guess what, Los Angeles? You have to know this. The reason is why. Charlie Hebdo goes woke, make fun of gods. They went broke. Leftover Charlie Hebdo mags in the newsstands. Making fun there. Some guy named Philip Katrine, looking like Papa Smurf, mocking the Last Supper. You went broke. You went woke. You go broke. That's it. You go woke. You go broke. That's it. You woke broke. You go woke. You go broke. LA, if that happens, is going to be the same as Paris, France. But let's say they're gonna have some other artists or whatever. They're gonna freaking bring Lady Gaga or woohoo or whatever it is. So Lady Gaga will be looking like Smurfette this time, all right? So, similar situation with the sisters of the perpetual indulgence doing the ceremony of 2028. What's gonna happen? Almost nobody's gonna watch those games. Why? Because you went woke and you went broke. All right? You go woke and go broke. All right? And this is the reason why, that's the reason why, if you're mocking religion, that's going well. You're mocking religion. You're not going to give a crap about religion. You're mocking Christianity. What's going to happen? Nobody's going to watch it. I don't mind gay culture. I don't mind to say, okay, you could bring out the village people, all right? You could bring out the fireman, the Indian, the policeman, and all the people from the village people, all right? YMCA, why? Yes, YMCA could be playing around during the 2028 Olympics if you want to show the gay culture. but not to bring the Sisters of the Perpetual Indulgence that would do the same garbage as what they have done in the 2024 Olympics. I don't know what, but the Sisters of the Perpetual Indulgence are not allowed to be the presentators of the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles, California, in the United States of America. Why? Because nobody gonna support this garbage mocking God. Nobody liked the inauguration of mocking God in Paris, France in 2024, plus some dude dressing up as Papa Smurf. Looking up like Papa Smurf, all right? That he says is Dionysus is some Greek god of wine, you know what I'm saying? But he looks more like Papa Smurf or like that. Because I seen the guy. His song is about naked, like going naked, all right? It's new is naked in French, all right? So that I mind the song, but this kind of presentation, I'm against it. It mocks my face. It mocks the faith of everybody else. I would say no way, Jose. More power to you for a few people that follow pastors and priests and individuals that says don't watch the games. More power to you. I watch the games, but I oppose the presentation. I don't mind Celine Dion having a great voice. I don't mind that. I don't mind the rest. All that I have in mind that I oppose to is some going with some drag show showing this type of culture and in a way that is so vulgar, and that I think that is not what it is. This is not what I mean. This is not the trans or gay culture or whatever. No, this is not what it is. What it is to be more respectful in the case is that I don't mind bringing out the village people. Bringing out the village people that just showing, okay, this is the type of culture. We are all God's children, but we're gonna accept these guys. They have their own lifestyle. More power to them, and more power to you if you are part of them. All right. So that's it. That's the way I wanted to see for 2028. More power to you. 2028 Olympics. But first, for the one thing I would say for the next Olympics is going to be in Brisbane, Australia. But one thing that I have loved and they took my hats off, the only folks that I would say that wanted to truly represent the 1%, it would be holding Summer Games in Nagasaki, Japan. I understand about the K wave and Cool Japan versus K wave. Yes, I mean it. That's it. That's what it is. That means this is the place, out of all places, besides Tokyo, it is the place where Saint Francis Xavier exposed to introduced Christianity to Japan. There we're going to have singing Alleluia, or the inauguration in Nagasaki, Alleluia, and showing then that they could sing Amazing Grace. All right, so the games in another Japanese city to demonstrate what it is, the place of Nagasaki, Japan, that I need. That means if it's very interesting to have this show, this introduction into the culture of a country that I would love to visit one day. And I knew that it's very respectful. I mean, out of all of this, the only one, everybody have their own flair. I mean, everybody, China, Beijing, the Athens, they show all this. But ones that I have seen is the Tokyo Olympics, showing that, because Tokyo, Japan is the capital. The one other city that I would love to see is Summer Games is Nagasaki, Japan, to show that these people who does represent the 1%. And this is the reason why I have to do this comparison, the Last Supper in their point of view, how the 1% of the population of Japan who is Christian, and how they view it, and whatever it is, show the representation of respect. I mean, this is why I could say this. I mean, I'm sorry about France, but you know what? Your faith, where 88% of your population is Christian, could be Catholic most likely, and Protestants, you don't show this kind of, respect, or what it is to show. Few people are upset thanks to the idiots in charge of this committee. The idiots right there are the ones that are doing this kind of stupidity for mocking God, and they are the ones that have viewers for the 2024 Olympics having the less because of all that. And if being held in Nagasaki, they will show all this. They will show the history. They will show both Francis Xavier. They show everything, and they will sing all these songs, like they will sing all these songs like "Joy to the World," like "I've Been Saved," like saying "Amazing Grace," and they will sing all the like "Amazing Grace," and they'll sing it in English and in Japanese. And then the games being held in Nagasaki, Japan, would show that one single country that I would say hats are off for them. They show that 1% of the population that shares faith of everybody else, who is the majority is Christian in certain countries of the world, 1% in Japan, it shows their true colors, what they really are, what they do, and what it is to representing a country. Show the identity of a country. It shows its reputation to show respect for others, even for the Christians, where the majority of the world is, both Catholic and Protestant. And that is where I said, look, held the games in Nagasaki, Summer Games, but one thing I would most likely held games in Florida. Miami would be another hotspot. This is gonna be everything else that I would say. Let's enjoy everything. Let's hope that for some other reason, because there's other reasons that I might just be very aware, is that one time certain countries going to host Olympic Games, they might just have one country absent. And we are saying, okay, this is sport. Let political things be aside. Politics and sports don't mix. I noticed that. One thing that I am for sure is that in 2028, I hope the people in the United States of America do what is having absolutely American values, to show respect for other people. I mean, the only people that I have seen that show respect is in the Far East. I mean, us in the West, we're losing this kind of thing. Please, let's not show up to be idiots in 2028 by not inviting the sisters of the perpetual indulgence to inaugurate the 2028 Olympics. But let's see if we could do better and show up for the same country that held the Olympics to be held in another city. Yes, to be held in another city to show. And one city in particular is called Nagasaki. And this is to show what it is holding the Olympics in that town. I mean, it suffers the atomic bomb. I mean, that sucks. God forgive us, or just to say about that. I mean, peace be upon all of you for just saying this. I would say that we need to held games in another town in Japan, and after be held in another town in Japan, we could hold one in Florida, but in Miami. I mean, and for the Miami games, the person who might light up the torch would be Dan Marino. So goodbye, peace out. I mean, this is it. I mean, baseball is going to return in 2028. Let's hope to see this pretty soon. But please don't make us look a fool of yourself, city of Los Angeles. Please do not invite the sisters of the perpetual indulgence. What have they done at the inauguration of the Los Angeles Dodgers? That's what I hope for, to just gain more audience for the Los Angeles games, and hope that this kind of nonsense need to stop. You cannot mock God. You cannot mock religion. Goodbye, folks. Peace out. Enjoy.